Behind us is the Honda Civic 4-door.
Yes, it's a Saloon. Now, we've not seen a Saloon for about 3 years, have we, in the Honda lineup?
No, we haven't. The model we have here is just over £23,000, but the range does start from just under £19,500.
And you can get petrols, you can get diesels, you can get manuals, and you can get a CVT as well.
The model we have here is the SR with the 1.6 litre DTEC engine.
You can also get an EX.
And SE, which comes with things like 16-inch alloy wheels, climate control and cruise control.
But if you go for the SR that we've got, you get things like 17-inch alloy wheels and alloy pedals, just to give it that sporty feel.
And if you go for the top of the range EX, you get leather interior and dual zone climate control.
And saying that, I'm going to be looking at the interior, the functionality, the practicality and the build quality.
I'm going to be taking a look at the exterior styling. We'll then both drive it.
We will.
And then we'll be bringing you our verdict on whether or not this is the car for you.
If you like car reviews, why not subscribe to our channel? Thank you. When it comes to the 4-door Civic Saloon, it's not that too dissimilar to the normal Civic hatchback. You've got lots of hard plastics, but you've got soft touch plastics up here. You've got a big infotainment screen, you've got lots of storage, you've got these rather sporty seats. They're not quite as buckety as the Type R, but they are very comfortable and they are very supportive too. You've got stitching, leathers, and you've got brushed metal effects too. When it comes to functionality, you've got all-round electric windows, power folding door mirrors, automatic headlamps, rain sensing wipers, and active cruise control. You also get on our model lane keep assist. There's also a fuel computer that's operated from the controls on the steering wheel. That'll give you things like economy. When it comes to the infotainment system, it's 7-inch, it's touchscreen, and it's got Garmin navigation too. It's got Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, comes with DAB and Bluetooth streaming as well. Very intuitive, very simple to use. You've also got climate control, a brake hold button, stop start, economy mode, and electric handbrake with hill start assist. And like the Civic hatchback and the Type R, you've also got a floating dash, which means that under here you've got a 12-volt adapter and a USB charging point. And if you lift up the armrest, there's also a USB point there too. When it comes to practicality, I've got lots of headroom and I'm 6'3". I've got lots of legroom as well. There's lots of adjustment in the seat. It is all manual.
The lumbar support is electronic though.
The steering wheel also has reach and height adjustment too. And one clever thing on this door pocket, because if you've noticed, there is no actual boot latch on the back of the car, but there is a boot pop on this door panel. When it comes to storage, you've got decent sized door bins where you can fit a bottle of water and a packet of crisps. You've also got a cup holder in the centre, storage point under the floating dash, and a little storage point here. Now, if you're on a higher trim level, you would have a wireless charging pad. And you can lift up the armrest and you've got a rather large storage area here. And the glove box, well, that's of a decent size too. Overall, the 4-door Civic isn't too different to the hatchback. It's got a mix of materials, it's very comfortable, got a cloth interior, but if you upgrade and go for a higher trim level, you'll get leather upholstery and some other tweaks. But overall, as a mid-level car, this is very well kitted out and very comfortable too. Stepping into the rear of the 4-door Civic is nice and easy, and you've got more room than you would expect, especially with this sloping roofline. I'm 6'3". As you can see, I've got a decent amount of headroom. I've also got a decent amount of legroom as well. The rear seats are very comfortable. You can fit 3 people at a push, 2 very comfortably, and 3 children absolutely no problem. You've also got a pull-down armrest with 2 cup holders, electric windows, cup holder in the door. And I like the way that this door panel is, well, it's lightened up with the brushed metal effects and the door handle. You've also got some cloth on the door with stitching, and the armrest is padded too, so it's quite comfortable. Despite having no panoramic sunroof, it's very light and airy back here, but there is no privacy glass. It would have been nice to have some reading lights and maybe a USB or 12-volt adapter. Overall, it's a very nice place to be. It's very comfortable, it's very roomy. It's also not too dark, which is very nice, especially as it's a saloon and it's got this sloping roofline. One thing I would have liked to see is a bit of upholstery on this part. It would just make it a little bit more comfortable when you put your arm back. Apart from that, very good, very comfortable. Looks cool, a nice place to be. When it comes to the boot of the car, you can either open the boot by holding down the button on the key fob or pushing a button on the driver's side door pocket. Once open, you have 519 litres of space. It's a rather square space. You've got a bit of a boot lip. You can also increase the capacity by dropping the seats. If you pull these two latches here and here, then the seats will drop and you'll be able to put things in like a snowboard, flat pack furniture, you name it. Also, if you lift up the carpet, you will see that we have an inflation kit. There's also some extra storage too.
At first glance you might think that the four-door looks just like the hatchback. Well, you do in fact have a facelifted front and the chrome gives it a nice executive feel. You do have automatic lights with high beam assist, LED daytime running lights and automatic wipers, front parking sensors. On top spec cars you do get LED headlamps and things like cross traffic alert, and you do get collision detection as standard. Going to the side of the car, the first thing you'll notice is we actually have side repeaters. You don't see that very often. We do however have 17-inch alloy wheels, electric folding heated door mirrors. We don't have keyless entry on this model, but you do get it on the top spec car. You do notice this executive chrome along the top of the window line. This accentuates the lower, sportier roof line of the Saloon. Coming to the back of the car, you do see what sets the four-door apart from the hatchback. For a start, you don't have a hatchback, you have a boot. The overall styling at the back with the boot lid, the rear bumper and the roof line is different. You've also got different rear lenses. You do get rear parking sensors and a reversing camera. One thing I've noticed is you can't actually open the boot when you're back here. There is no button, but you can use the key or the button on the driver's door. What's the Honda Civic four-door like to drive? Well, the model we have here has a 1.6 litre DTEC engine that produces 120 brake horsepower. It also has a 6-speed manual gearbox.
It's a very capable engine, isn't it? Especially with that gearbox. Even when it's, say, 6th gear, it can still pull away. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like pulling away in the Type R. It's a very good car for a long haul, isn't it?
That's it. This car's strongest points are economy, being comfortable. Performance, I think, is very acceptable, considering it is a 1.6 litre diesel engine, but we are getting 55 mpg.
Yes, this DTEC engine, it's a very good unit, isn't it? And you can get a petrol version as well as the CVT, but as Michael mentioned, we've got the manual. So it's got active cruise control with lane keep assist that actually lane keeps
for you,
Yeah.
I think the engine, you're not going to be winning traffic light races.
No. But that's not why you'd buy this car, is it?
Well, it's still torquey enough, it still has enough power when you're on the motorway.
Oh yeah, it can get out of trouble.
And also, it's capable in just about every gear when you're going around town as well.
Yes. Well, that's one thing we've noticed in the whole Honda range, isn't it? You can be pulling away at, say, 25, 30 miles an hour in 5th gear quite acceptably.
Yes. It's also very comfortable and you get very good economy. We're getting 55 mpg at the moment.
I mean, they're claiming around 80, but I mean, we've been driving relatively spiritedly and it still only backs down to 55.
So if you're going to go on an economy run, then you would get higher.
Oh yeah, considerably. What's the steering like then?
The steering's very direct, it's nice and light. It's not, it's not overly heavy, it's easy to make manoeuvres.
It does tighten up when you go and you start driving more spiritedly though, doesn't it?
Yes, it has a good sense of feeling, good sense of direction. I think it's it handles very well on the whole. Like, the thing is, this isn't a Type R, but it handles very well considering, you've got a 1.6 litre diesel,
and standard suspension and no R settings or anything like that.
Exactly.
No sorcery.
It does a very good job at, being an exciting car to drive whilst also being very practical, very functional, very economical.
Yes, exactly. It offers the whole package, doesn't it?
I think the ride is very good. Like we even noticed that in the Type R, but even more so in this car.
Yes. And the crazy thing is the price. what you get for this price bracket is absolutely staggering. I mean, what is it? It's
around £23,000.
which,
that's small.
correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a lot of kit and a lot of car for that money.
Yeah, that's it.
That's high-end Fiesta spec.
Yeah, it's small, small hatchback, Nissan Micra, Ford Fiesta, top of the range,
Yes.
admittedly.
Yeah.
But that's, you get a lot of car for the money.
You do. What are the brakes like?
It's all-round disc brakes. You're not going to have a problem thinking you're going to stop. The front and rear parking sensors and the reversing camera make it nice and easy to park and manoeuvre. The only thing I would say is the rear window is slightly smaller than you might expect when looking in the rearview mirror.
Yes, I'd certainly agree with that. It takes a while to get used to it, doesn't it? Because it's a smaller rear window.
Rear window, that's it, yeah. But overall visibility is generally very good.
Yes, it is. One thing I like about the back of this car is when you're sat as a rear passenger, you can actually see over the headrests, which means that there's no more travel sickness for anybody in the back.
Also have a digital dashboard for your speedometer. There is also an economy mode if you want to use that as well.
I like the economy bar. It kind of challenges whilst you're driving, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're constantly trying to get it to the higher end of the higher end so that you can get the most MPG out of the car.
Exactly. And that's not hard with this. I mean, I've done numerous miles this morning, about 160, and I used about a quarter of a tank, and I was travelling at motorway speeds. It really is economical.
That's it. When the car arrived, I think it said 450 miles on the tank, and we've only got one more day with this car, and we've still got 183 miles left on the tank.
Yes, with other cars we've filled up at least 3 times.
I was going to say, I don't think we've ever had a car on review where we haven't had to fill it up.
No.
The gearbox has a nice throw to it. It's not notchy. Even on a motorway in 6th gear, you still have power when you need it.
Yeah, if you put your foot down, it still will pull away quite easily, won't it?
Like, we're doing 25 miles an hour in 4th gear,
Yeah.
and the car does still pull itself along.
And it's not telling you to change gear either.
No, it's very capable in just about every gear.
That's what I like about this car.
Overall, it's very economical, it's very comfortable, and
It
it's
is.
engaging to drive, I think, for a 1.6 litre diesel engine.
It's very dependable as well, and it's very safe with all the active kit, like the cruise control, the lane keep assist, the rain sensing wipers, and the auto lights as well.
That's it. I think as an all-rounder in this price bracket, it's definitely worth taking a look at in terms of the
You'd have a
driving.
problem beating it, wouldn't you?
That's it, yeah. So what's our verdict of the Honda Civic 4-door?
It's economical. It's got some pretty good looks, especially with this saloon styling compared to the hatchback. It does stand out.
It's very practical and it's very well equipped.
It's got lots of safety kit. I mean, you've got your active cruise control, you've got rain sensing wipers, and you've got automatic headlamps with high beam assist. And if you go for higher models, you get even more.
I think it's very reasonably priced. There's a range of engines and gearboxes to choose from. You've even got 1 litre 3 cylinders.
Yeah, exactly. They've definitely gone for the economy style on these cars, haven't they? And you can get, I mean, depending on which trim you go for, you can get 17-inch alloy wheels, 16-inch alloy wheels, you can get different
Leather
interiors.
interior, LED lights. You can get loads of equipment on this car.
Yeah, you can make the car your own, can't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's also very reasonably priced for a 4-door family saloon, starting at just under £19,500.
You don't need to go for the manual gearbox, which is a 6-speed that we have. You can also get an automatic, which is a CVT. And it's NCAP 5 too. One thing to note is our model is in the SR trim, and it costs just over £23,000. It does come with pearlescent paint, but that is an option of £525.
If you're in the market for a saloon car, then the Honda Civic 4-door is well worth taking a look at.
It really is.